Hello, hello. Happy hump day. We all made it to Wednesday. So, you know what? That itself is an accomplishment. I am so happy that we made it to Wednesday. Now, as we are waiting for some people to join, I am going to make sure that we are showing up on the internet. I don't know why all of a sudden I feel obsessed with making sure that we're really there, but darn it, I am about to do that and make sure that we are showing up and that we are truly live. And it looks like that is actually happening. It looks like we are actually really live, which is super great. So, as I said, happy hump day. I am excited to be here with you today. Yesterday, we had the big reveal of the big secret. So, not only did we talk about 5 reasons it's very important to have Mental Health Awareness Month, but we also revealed my big secret, the secret that I am going to be launching a new podcast called Better with Dr. Erica. And I'm so excited about it. Crap, I said excited so many times already. So we'll be talking about that just a little bit later. But what I'd love to do right this moment, other than look at my ring light is having a moment right now. So I keep looking at it because one of the pieces is doing something funny, but that is what it is. And I don't know about how your day is. My day has been utterly amazing. And you might be, Dr. Erica, why was your day amazing? But before I tell you why my day was amazing, I need you to do me a favor. As you come in here, just say hello. Let me know that you are here. Give me some salutations. Give me some what's up. I would love to see it. So part of the reason my day was amazing is my dad is in town. He came in town after he got his second vaccination. So now he's had both vaccinations and can feel a little bit more comfortable traveling. And where he lives, he's just not in a bubble. Like my mother has a more established bubble, so she's not by herself all the time, while he typically is. So just getting a chance to spend the day with my dad, and he always makes me laugh, and he walks in like, hey, baby girl, and he's just so excited, and watching movies and going to one of our favorite restaurants and eating on the patio. It has been wonderful. So nothing can get in the way of this being a great day. Plus, I did an amazing podcast interview. I'm not saying it's amazing because of me, but my guest was amazing. Amazing. So I'm so excited about getting that episode edited and ready to go. You're going to want to catch it because it actually had, if you don't know Terrell Fletcher, you need to look him up. Look up Terrell Fletcher. So he was my guest today. So today we are talking about the value of quality time for your mental health, because May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So we're going to be talking about all other things mental health along with my podcast. So if you know someone that needs this, please tag them. If you know someone that needs this, you can also share. And, sharing is caring, which is excellent. And then on top of that, if you're watching it later, don't even worry about it. Put your hashtag replay in the comments. Just let me know you are here. If you have any questions, stick those in there. Let's go ahead and get this moving. So part of the reason we're talking about the value of quality time is, number one, I was really inspired by being able to spend quality time. And I don't know about you all, if you've done all the little quizzes for the 5 love languages, and my highest level love language is quality time. But one thing that's been apparent, especially during the pandemic, is how much human beings need contact and need that relationship, even if quality time may not be the highest level of love language. So I wanted to do a little bit of time with you all to talk about why having that quality time is so critical and how it intersects with your mental health. So it's not just a situation of, I just like being around people, so being around people is great. It actually can impact your mental health. So let's go ahead and get this started. We're going to start with some statistics. I don't always do statistics, but today we got statistics. So there was a study done by, I can't even say the name, I guess it's Horgan. And this study had 1,008 survey participants. And what you'll notice is a lot of the data, especially the behavioral data that's coming out during the pandemic, it's a lot of surveys. So they did the survey of 1,008 people, and they found that 65% of the people aged 18 to 35 reported increased feelings of loneliness since the declaration of the pandemic. Now, one of the things that's notable about this is that previously people wrote a lot about loneliness, and a lot of the literature around loneliness really just totally laser focused in on the elderly, because the elderly tend to be more isolated. So the interesting thing now is we're getting a lot of data around what is happening to people when they're not able to connect due to the nature of physical distancing. So, which also caused some additional social isolation that would not have necessarily been there. So one of the things that people felt was a surprise out of a lot of this data was the amount of loneliness and the uptick that you're seeing in young adults, where before this was really concentrated even more in the elderly. And looking at this, I feel like it really shows why it's important, because in these studies, not only were people saying they subjectively felt lonely, which naturally does not feel good, they had increased reports of depression and anxiety. Another study done by the Making Caring Project had that 36% of their respondents reported serious loneliness. So this was feeling lonely most of the day, every day. And 61% of their population that was 18 to 25 and 51% of the population with young mothers all reported serious loneliness. And to me, these are facts that underscore the fact that this interaction, this human interaction, this human connection is so key to our mental health, because anywhere you start seeing issues with loneliness, you start seeing issues with mood. And it's natural. You probably know it in times where you felt lonely or even you were homesick. I bet you felt sad. Did you feel sad? And sometimes people feel nervous, they're worried, but people that are lonely do not feel good. Now, the next thing is, you might be Dr. Erica. Can loneliness affect anything other than just my mental health and how my emotions are? And the answer is yes. So there are some statistics that loneliness can be as damaging as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, y'all. So that people are dying earlier that have a lot of feelings of loneliness. And we can put that together that people that are feeling very lonely are not that socially connected, which means they aren't getting that quality time. And I want to take a moment here to pause that isolation and loneliness are not the same. And this conversation probably has even more meaning in the context of the pandemic, because we have all seen it. And it's one of the reasons some of us will say physical distancing instead of social distancing, because that we can be physically distanced and not physically in people's presence, but still be in relationship and still have human contact. It's just not in person. So you may not subjectively feel lonely. So isolation is a function of, are there literally people around you that you're interacting with? Loneliness is subjective, and it's that feeling of isolation. So one of the things that you also will notice, and I'm sure people have experienced it in this pandemic, you oftentimes have people talk about this, sometimes kids and with their parents or adults that are having marital issues, is the feeling of feeling lonely even when you're surrounded by people. And that's one of the reasons people can still feel lonely when they aren't technically isolated. So keep in mind that loneliness is subjective. So all of this is to say that it's just so critical for all of us as human beings. Part of what is encoded in not only in this DNA, but the spiritual substance that gives us life is this need for connection and human relationships and interpersonal relationships. And that's one of the reasons why I say quality time is extremely important to your mental health. And the reason I say quality time, not just human contact, is just as we talked about how people can feel lonely, even if they're around people, if they don't feel seen, they don't feel heard, they don't feel listened to, or they don't feel acknowledged, or if the relationships are unhealthy, is that it's the quality time. So it's the value and the meaning of the time. And when I say quality time, it doesn't have to be you did some big expansive thing. I do quality time with my mom when I talk to her. I talk to one of my parents typically every day on the way to work. And as you know, as a physician, even though I have a telepsychiatry business, I actually do go into clinic multiple days a week. So I talk to my parents on the way in, and that's quality time. We're not in person, but it's time we're both present. And that brings us to what actually makes quality time. Because you can spend time with someone and it not be quality. Because I'm going to ask you, have you ever been out there, anyone out there, have you ever spent time with someone and you felt like they weren't there? They got their phone and they're on the phone, or they're on their computer, or they're daydreaming, or you talk to them about something and what they say back has nothing to do, or you're like, are you listening to me? There are a couple things to me that make quality time quality. One is that it is intentional, that someone has actively made a choice to spend that time, and that everyone involved in the quality time is present. It's not that you are just physically there, you are mentally grounded in that moment and sharing an experience with another human being. So to me, what makes it quality is the intentionality of it, and really being present. Because if you're not present, you're not going to be able to engage in well, and that depth of engagement is part of what makes it quality, which is why we can do quality time without physically being in each other's presence. And if there's one thing that's shown us that we can do that, it has been life in this pandemic. So we're going to do a quick review, then I'm going to get you out of here. And if anybody that's coming in, if you missed the beginning, you can always rewind, but do me a favor, put hashtag replay in the comments if you are not watching this live. The next thing is tag someone if you feel like you need them or they need it. I'm tongue-tied today. Or share. Sharing is caring. So tonight we are talking about the value of quality time for your mental health, because we are in Mental Health Awareness Month. So we're going to be all the things mental health right now, all the things mental health. And we're talking about why quality time is so important to your mental health. And one of the reasons that demonstrates this is all of the things we are seeing with loneliness and the shift in loneliness that's happening, especially in the pandemic, away from it primarily being something that is such a spike in the elderly community, that it is extremely present also in young adults and other portions of our population, as seen in the study that is cited here, where it was 1,008 participants and 65% of people between 18 and 35 reported feeling lonely. And then we had another study that showed that 36% of the respondents reported serious loneliness, feeling lonely most of the day, every day. And 61% of the 18 to 25-year-olds, so these are young people, reported having serious loneliness, and 51% of mothers of young children. And can you imagine taking care of some kids and just feeling isolated? And you can see how these things can really have big impacts. And, our young adults, for them to feel that way out there. Hi, Britta, thanks for coming on. And it's just really critical that we are able to be aware. And one of the reasons I want to do this is, number one, to bring awareness to this, but number two, to bring awareness to ways we can combat it and be proactive of getting in our quality time and building these interpersonal relationships and building and maintaining these connections. So one of the things that's demonstrated by all this data is that human beings need connection, because if we're isolated and not connected, is that it can be as harmful as 15 cigarettes a day. People die earlier with severe loneliness. So this human connection, it's not just a desire, it is an actual legitimate need. And one of the things that makes these connections and this quality time important and feel like quality time and not be a situation where you feel lonely and you're around people is for the time spent to be intentional and to be present in the moment and genuinely and authentically engage. So I just wanted to share that with you all, because I want to share this month things that are going to help boost your mental health. And these are things that you can be in control of. We can be in control of making sure that we intentionally connect with people and making sure that we're present, which encourages them to be present. And also, if you feel like you're engaging with someone that you care about and they're not present, that you can actually speak up and say, hey, I need you to be present. If you can't be present right now, when can you be present? And we do this time then. so that you can get what you need and you can also help fill their love bucket. So, as I said before, thank you so much for coming on. I am your host, Dr. Erica, double trained. I can't talk today. Harvard trained, double board certified psychiatrist and integrative lifestyle coach. I am so passionate about helping people be better, do better, and ultimately live better. I do that through my telepsychiatry, my speaking, and my books. My superpowers make mental health practical so that you can live that life that you truly deserve. As I said yesterday, we had the big announcement, which is I have a podcast. Woo woo. So I'm still super excited. So glad we were able to talk about it yesterday, that my podcast is Better with Dr. Erica. And I am so excited to be bringing this information to you. And I'm going to be having a big launch party, and all of you guys are invited, and your friends and your peoples. So all you have to do is go to betterpodcastlaunch.com, betterpodcastlaunch.com. It's going to be a free party. It's going to be great. We're going to have fun. We're going to have some music. I'll be playing some clips. You're going to get some peeks behind the curtains and some information of some things that are coming, all kinds of goodies. And there's going to be at least one giveaway, but there are enough people participating. We'll do more than one giveaway. So don't you want to come and get your giveaway for free? And thanks so much for the encouragement, Britta. People like you really fuel me. So thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. I hope all of you can come and share it with your friends, share it with your people, share it with your family. I'm very excited. This podcast is designed to help people be inspired to put themselves back in their life. So it's to put you back in your life. And I want to be able to do that for people and to be a beacon of hope. So please sign up, and you'll get all the other thing is then you'll end up getting all of the updates of all the things going on with the podcast. Not too many emails, but enough updates that you're going to be 100% all the way in the know. So thank you so much for coming on tonight. This is my last night on for the week. I will be back on Tuesday for Growth Groove with Dr. Erica at 7. I'll be keeping you updated of when the podcast goes live. And then we have this launch party. So we are going to do it up big. So make sure you're there. It's on May 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern. So it's on one of my Growth Groove nights. So it's a Tuesday night. So you're used to doing Tuesday night with me. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to get out of here, set you free. Make sure that you call at least one person and tell them that you love them. It will fill your love bucket and theirs. That's all I have for you tonight. So have a better day, and I will see you